Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the C Morning Show. We're into the final hour of our program, and it's time for our morning discussion. And as we know, Indonesia's local game industry has been growing rapidly in recent years, with a significant number of game development studios and companies emerging across the country. Let's have a look.
Yes, Paul, there are over 200 game development studios in Indonesia and grown by around 20% annually over the past 3 years. These estimates driven by factors such as increasing demand for mobile games and online gaming platforms.
And according to data as of January of this year, the number of local games on Steam has reached 256. This number proves that Indonesia has great potential to produce quality games that are competitive globally, as well as to make a significant economic contribution for the country. And to find out more about the potential of local games, we have today joining us Indonesian Game Development Studio, Agate CEO and co-founder, Shani Aprilia. Good morning, Shani. Thank you for
Good
being
morning.
here. Welcome
Thanks
to
for
the
having
show.
me. Yeah.
Great to have you. So tell us a little bit more before we get started talking about the industry and its economic impacts. Tell us more about Agate, your company.
Yeah, so Agate, we are the largest game development company from Indonesia. So we started in 2009 with a big dream to be a home for Indonesian aspiring game development talents. So we started with 18 co-founders back then, so it's quite a lot. And yeah, the dream is basically to be able to work in the in the gaming industry, because we were all gamers and we would love to have people to be able to play our dream games.
This was like 15 years ago. I
Right.
imagine there wasn't a lot of local games at that time. So as a gamer, you were playing these other games from outside.
Yeah, so actually that's one of the reasons that we created our own company, because there wasn't like no other company that able to accept all of us back then to be able to work in the game industry, right? So that's why not we create a
Wow, you guys are
company.
actual pioneers then of the
Definitely.
industry.
Yeah, thanks so much. Yeah.
So how do you see the development now on the local game development for such companies as yours, and what are the challenges that you have against those other companies internationally?
Yeah, so I'm very like surprised by the development of the 15 years, because like year by year, like, there are more and more Indonesian companies that are able to release games commercially, and also be able to be successful commercially, like globally as well. Like one of them, the platform is Steam. So us as well, we are able to see more and more talented game developers that we are able to hire. We are able to hire inside the company, so we can also increase the quality of the games that we produce year by year. Yeah.
Okay. Where are we actually, if you compare us to other countries, whether it's Southeast Asia or even around the world globally? How are we quality-wise, numbers-wise? How do we compare?
In Southeast Asia, I would say Indonesia is one of the best actually.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is based on when we go to like events, like conferences in Southeast Asia, in the game development events, we can see that a lot of the foreign companies in Southeast Asia, they are very amazed like how many games from Indonesia are able to like being showcased in those events, and also the quality is becoming better each year. Unfortunately, globally, we are still playing catching up, because, like again, like Indonesia's game industry is just started like back then in 2009, like maybe
Still
officially.
fairly new.
There are a lot of Indonesian game companies also started in 2009. So 2009 is kind of like
a big year.
Yeah, it's a big year for Indonesian game industry. So I think like 15. So it's a very young industry for Indonesia, 15 years. So like if you compare to other countries, they're been in the game industry for like more than 20, 30 years. So that's why we're still playing catching up. So I think, but still, like based on the trend and also the plan in the future, I think we are looking for a much more better future.
Yeah. And Jenny, you were speaking about how, well, us, as you know, from Indonesia, the local games companies in Indonesia are amongst the best in the Southeast Asia region. Why do you think that's so? Is it more of the human resources, or is it more of the technology advancement that we already have right here in our
Or the fact that we have so many people playing games here.
including you, including us,
Yeah.
we played a little.
Right.
Yeah, the reason is actually, I think, combination of many things. One of the thing is that I think hand in hand of the grassroots movements that a lot of the communities are doing. One of them is Agate as well. We do a lot of initiative in going to the university to educate people about the potential of building career in the game industry.
Yes.
So that's one of the reasons. And also the government as well. Government has been supporting the Indonesian gaming industry, I think, since more than 5 years ago, where they started to invest in sending companies to events overseas and also helping us creating conferences for us to like doing knowledge exchange about the game developments, yeah, those kind of, and also the passionate people as well in Indonesia. So there are a lot of young people in Indonesia, right? And then we are so creative and also so passionate. A lot of them invest their own time to, like without any pay at all to learn about game development. Yes, their passion. And then eventually the investment paid off when they eventually be able to work in the game company like Agate or create their own games and then releasing and then being able to get some revenue and then being successful commercially.
That is very factual. I have an 8-year-old and also a 10-year-old. Definitely want to give their CV to you for how many hours they've been playing.
So yeah, that's actually one of the like big dream back then from myself and also our co-founders and our team as well, to be able to give a place for the aspiring young people in Indonesia, because I 100% believe that a lot of them wants to become like something in the game industry, whether it's become the developer or becoming a caster maybe. So like a lot of things that they able to do to build a career out of it in the game industry.
I just don't know why I met with Jenny today, because a couple of weeks ago I told my sons that you should develop a game, since you guys like to play games a lot. Now we already, exactly. No, mommy's meeting with one of the CEOs.
So you mentioned that the government has, over the past at least 5 years, have been quite supportive to this particular sector. In fact, President Joko Widodo has issued a regulation, number 19 of 2024, regarding the acceleration of local games here in Indonesia. In your opinion, how important is the government's involvement in regards to developing the local industry?
I think it's very, very important. Seeing from other countries that are much more like advanced in the game industry as well, like for example Korea and also some of the countries in the Western Europe, where the government giving like grants and also a lot of initiatives to be able to grow the local game development scene. And from that initiatives, a lot of more products and a lot of more game companies, talents, able to grow much more faster because of those kind of initiatives by the government. So yeah, I 100% believe that the government support is really key to be able to grow the Indonesian game industry moving forward.
What is the regulation itself that President Joko Widodo decreed this year? What does it actually entail?
So there are a lot of things entails in the regulation. One of them is funding. So like, I think later this year, the government will kickstart the funding program for game companies locally, local game companies, to be able to pitch game projects that and not only like the game ideas, but also to show how the game will be able to make money and also successful.
Like basically like a startup proposal, right?
Exactly, exactly, yeah. So one of them is funding, and also some of the regulation also entails about kind of like the requirement for foreign games to be able to operate in Indonesia. And then the requirement is to whether they create a legal entity here or they partner with local companies to be able to do the, again, like knowledge exchange for the local companies to be able to use that knowledge to be producing our own games or also to make some revenue out of the foreign games operated here. Yeah,
It's a great initiative.
Definitely. And of course, now let's circle back to Agate. We know that aside of developing games, your company also have providing a game course. What is this game course?
Yeah, so a game course is actually the bridge between the dream of having a lot more the aspiring young people to be that wants to enter the game industry.
Okay.
And then we provide this course. So actually, the course is about a game development course.
Okay.
So maybe, for example, your kids, right?
Yes, game development 101.
Yeah, if they want to learn how to actually be able to create my first game, right? So we provide this course for free, so the kids and also can use this course to be able to learn how to do that.
Is this similar to like coding courses, something like that?
So coding is like a very technical, like principle, how to
Like
do
programming,
programming. Yes,
Right.
right. But the game development course, like really focus on how to make a game as an output. So
Okay.
not only coding, but
Right.
also game design.
Coming up with an idea, what you want, and then designing the
Yes,
game.
and
around
also the UX as well. How to make a fun game. So it's like a
Right.
very simple question, but it's a very complicated answer to it.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
so the reason, the purpose of having this course is to be able to give like understanding, also knowledge for the young people to be able to enter the gaming
How to get
development
started.
industry.
What's the minimal age for?
Yeah,
Asking for a friend.
so maybe your kids is a bit too young.
Okay.
Because the purpose is for the university students.
I see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But who
Again,
knows?
this-
Like,
Yeah.
Well, again, this is also to catch the students while they're thinking about what they're going to do in the near future, because a
Exactly.
lot of them are thinking about
Exactly.
career opportunities
Yes.
at that age. So
Yeah.
Exactly.
I cannot wait for that, definitely. Now we know, Shen and also Paul, that Indonesia is, to be told, predicted to become the top 5 largest game market in the world in 2030. That's in just a couple of years,
yeah.
right? Like 6 more years to go. How can we achieve this goal?
Yeah. So I think we will achieve that goal like regardless, because like the market is growing, right? Like the internet connectivity is much more.
when we say
better.
market,
Yeah.
it's everything, right? Like
Yes.
including those that are playing.
The consumption,
developers,
right? Yeah, the
okay.
consumption itself, I believe like it will be organically growing anyway, right?
Sure.
I think the challenge would be how for local companies like Agate to be able to grasp that growth.
Yeah.
So we can also grow the industry, not only Indonesia as a market, but also as a one of the top producer globally. Yeah.
Do you have an idea so far about, in regards to the X number of people that do play games here in Indonesia, how much of a chunk of that plays local games as opposed to foreign games? Do you have an idea? And what is the growth like? Because
Yeah.
obviously that is part of something that you might be tracking, right?
Right. Yeah. So unfortunately, the number is still very small. I think like less than 1% of the revenue come from the Indonesian gaming market go into local companies or local games. So that's why. Speaking about the trend is growing. For example, like one of our game and also one of other Indonesian game studios games also found that the top 5 or top 3 market is like US, China, right? But also Indonesia as well as one of the top players of their games, of their own games. So Indonesian people starts being aware of, there are games produced locally, and then local companies able to develop this kind of quality. So the trend is getting better and better. So that's why the government giving this regulation also to accelerate the growth, so we can do quicker. So because like 2030 is like very close, right? 6 years from now. So the market is eventually will like reach there. But again, like the challenge is how to increase the portion.
How to grasp
of that.
a larger part of that market.
Yes. So that's
Spreading
why
the awareness too.
I think so, right? I think it's just a matter of fact that a lot of people don't know there's so many local good games, right?
Yes. So I think like with this funding initiative and a lot of initiatives, I think it's very key for more local games is produced, and also with more investment. I'm sure there will be more quality put for the games developed locally as well.
And other than the games itself, does Agate also develop the console? I'm trying to be like good mama right here.
Yeah, not yet. So we developed the software.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Who
Yeah,
knows? Yeah, because like the game industry is growing very, very fast. Like if you like remember maybe 15 years ago, the game market itself globally is very different compared to now, right? Like 15 years ago, there is no smartphone, right?
Yes.
So there is no like the games that are popular right now.
Yeah.
So it's very different. So who knows, like in 2030, like what kind of device that we will be using to play games. So it's like, will be very different. And who knows what the future will take us. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit. It's very hard to predict the future. So what's your take, and obviously you have high hopes for the future of the gaming industry here in Indonesia. What's your take about how high our potential is, and what do you think it's going to take for us to get there?
Yeah, so I think a lot of challenges, of course, to go there because, as you mentioned, right, like Indonesian market is very sexy.
Yes.
So we are growing, like one of the fastest growing in the world. So right now we are in the number 17, like biggest market in the world. And in 6 years, we will become top 5, right? So the growth is really fast. So of course, like with market this good, then a lot of foreign game companies will see Indonesia as the future market as well. And then they will think about how to invest more in this market, right? So that's why that makes things getting more interesting and also challenging at the same time. So I think one of the key thing is like the funding program that is kickstarted by the government is one of the key as well because I think it's the start of the snowballing effect that will grow the local industry. With more funding, there will be more companies be able to develop quality games and then more ability for them to hire good talents and then good talents will be paid more. So the snowballing effect is starting. And then with more success, then the government will see and also the investors, foreign investors or local investors we also see that, there is like something out there for them to invest in the game industry. So I think, so a lot of things need to be done. And I'm very sure that we will be there eventually.
I think so too.
And we saw the gaming industry really accelerate because there's esports and everything. People are just more aware, and I think there's no age limits now for gamers from a very young age to adults who think that stress relievers is playing some games.
And I think that was where the government really kind of like turned their attention to gaming, is the fact that we have such amazing gamers in Indonesia. We didn't qualify for the World Cup yet, but we've already won the e-version of the World Cup, right? So again, like it's these sorts of things that are gaining the global attention of our gaming industry, and companies like yours obviously leading the way. If you guys want to find out more about Agate, you can check out agate.id. There you can find out more about their programs, game development opportunities, and things of that sort. So great stuff. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks so much.
Here. Game course, by the way. Game courses.
Game courses. I forgot. That's on there as well.
You can build a career out of the game industry.
Indeed.
I'm going to support you, boys.
All right, we're going to take a short break. Thanks again for dropping by.
Thanks.
Good luck with Agate. We will return with more updates for you here on the C Morning Show. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
Thank you so much.
Thank
it's
you.
a pleasure.
Bandung ya?